good match. An I Quit match means they're going to kind of push each other to the limit. And I think that that's going to be like a really good contest. These two have had a little feud. They clearly see a bright, bright future for Kendal. She's featured quite a lot on Evolve. But not only that, she's featured quite a lot on NXT as well. We're seeing her doing a lot with Ren Sinclair. And so I think she is going to be someone that you need to be aware of. I think she is someone that is going to be a big part of the women's division in NXT moving forwards. She's kind of there or thereabouts. The word on the street is that as soon as they can call her up to NXT like full time, they will look to do that. We might need to just get rid of one or two people first, like call them up to the main roster. Probably one of the things that's delayed this a little bit has been the drafts. The fact we haven't had a draft probably has just delayed things a little. So, I don't know. I don't think she's going to be in Evolve for too much longer. I think she will be on NXT. But it should be a really fun match. I am genuinely looking forward to Kendal against Wendy Choo. I want to just have a look and see, though, because we do normally get a bit of a preview. If we just go Mr. Stone, Robert Stone, see, here it is. Here it is. I have not seen this yet, but let's have a look, shall we? This dropped just 58 minutes ago. This will be a preview. I do like the fact they do this, right? Just giving us an idea as to what to expect. Standing in front of WWE production truck as well, which is fun. That's interesting because that looks to me like it's The Rock and it says Johnson. So that would be like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. It doesn't just say The Rock. Like that says Andre the Giant. That says Lita. I'm guessing that says Shawn. But that doesn't say The Rock. It says... Well, it looks like it says Dwayne The Rock Johnson, doesn't it? Or just Dwayne Johnson. Why does that not just say The Rock? Not that it's important, but, well then, let's see what they say first.
I'm Robert Stone.
And I'm Blake Howard.
And this is your weekly WWE Evolve 2B teaser tonight. I Quit match. Wendy Choo, Kendal Gray. How does that match happen when one of the participants doesn't speak?
Only the second stipulation match in Evolve history.
It is Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Weeks, Rob, she's going to make Wendy Choo speak. We'll see what happens. Something's got to give tonight, and it's all go down.
Whoa. Before you're going to close out the preview, I actually, there's another match tonight, and one of those participants I have to give us a proper closeout for this preview. Take it away.
Thanks, Stone. Right now, Jamar is pumping up at the gym for our big debut tonight on Tubi, but I wanted to make sure that dummy, Blake Howard, introduces us correctly, so this is a warning. When you put two studs in the ring, you found out pretty quick, or pretty ferocious, should I say, why when you're in mid-condition, there is no competition. Live on Tubi tonight. Oh, yeah.
Dude, you should have said your name. You should have said your name. Like, we don't know, like, who's participating. That was an opportunity to go, it's goal! It's goal! Yes. Well, I like it's goal. So I didn't know he was in action tonight. He's going to be with Jamar Hampton, who is also known as Troy Yearwoods, or was formerly known as Troy Yearwoods. And he was the guy that was breaking records, man. If you look at that leaderboard at the Performance Center, which we did get to see a couple of times. I can't remember why it was shown, but it was shown. And we looked at it in Unseen. And I remember looking at it, and at the top was Troy Yearwood. And it's like, who the hell's Troy Yearwood? I've got no idea who this is, but he's breaking all these goddamn records. And now, here he is in Evolve as Jamar Hampton. So, Jamar Hampton and its goal in action tonight. I can't remember who they're taking on. I can't remember, actually. It's not, is it? It's not Adrenaline Drip, is it? See, I don't think he told us what the match actually was it? So, I don't know. We'll find out. So, we got It's Goal and Jamar Hampton in action. Wendy Choo against Kendal Gray in an I Quit match. Lovely. I'll take all of that. Right, I have put up a question. I did just ask this, or these questions. I did just ask them of the members. That worked. I got the feedback. Unfortunately, there wasn't too many difference in answers. I kind of need a nice variety of answers. So hence why I'm asking you guys. If you get a second, leave your feedback. It should be pinned at the top of the chats, and it's just a little quiz thing that I'm doing with the members. I am hoping the results of that you will see eventually on the wider channel. I am hoping to get some fun little shorts out of it, which I'm hoping will just bring some fun extra content to the channel. So I just spoke to the members about it. They understand kind of what we're doing, why we're doing it. You lot hopefully will see the results of it, but in order to play the game, I sort of need some feedback. So if you want to leave your feedback, you can just click and leave your feedback, and hopefully if we get a good amount of responses, we can get a nice variety of answers, and that's what I need. So lovely. Beard Coach, hello. Hope you're well, my friends. Yes, of course. I hope life has been treating you well, buds. Welcome back around. Of all the streams to see you on, I wasn't sure I'd be seeing returning people on an Evolve stream. This is kind of very inside baseball. I mean, you have got to really like your wrestling to go down this rabbit hole, to enjoy wrestling to the point where you're going to tune in to a show that shows wrestlers getting ready for NXT. Like, this is so far down the rabbit hole. But welcome. I love these streams. I love these streams because these streams do feel like, do you know what I mean? You are a diehard. If you are watching Evolve, you are a diehard fan. You've got to be. Because this is the level below the flipping developmental level. This is developing talent, so they're ready for developmental. So, yes, I kind of, it's a much quieter stream. Not as many people around. But, yeah, I'm excited for another episode. It's been good, actually, Evolve. There's been some good matches and stuff. So, Beard Coach, I hope you're well, buds. Hello. Right, Daze. I'm a big wrestling fan. I've been watching since 78, says Mike. Well, I would say you qualify, Mike. If you've been watching wrestling consistently since 1978, I'm going to speak for everyone right now and say yes. I think you are. If you've stuck with wrestling that long, then yes, I think you are a big wrestling fan. What's your favourite match, Mike? In all that time since 78, what's your favourite match? Dean said, my favourite shows are NXT and Evolve. Thanks for getting me into them. Dean, shout out to you, my friends. Yeah, well, look, it's WWE that put them on. We just obviously enjoy the content. I think in a way, it's funny that actually, because yesterday we went home for NXT. We went to Full Sail. And so obviously there was a lot of nostalgia yesterday. And I think that Evolve actually really, really reminds me of Black and Gold NXT. And that might sound a bit crazy, but bear with me and I will explain all. But the reason why it reminds me of that is because it's only an hour long. And actually NXT back in the day was only an hour on the network. So it's only an hour long. You feel like NXT is quite big now, actually. I mean, yesterday we had 10,000 views on the stream, right, for yesterday's NXT. That's amazing. Like, I've done SmackDown and Raw streams in the past that have struggled to get to 10,000, right? So 10,000 for NXT is a lot. So NXT, since it went on CW and certainly since it went on USA Network, it's really grown its popularity, right? It's much bigger now than it was when it was Black and Gold. I don't think they were getting 600,000, nearly 700,000 tuning in every week when they were on the network. I think where they are now is much better, much bigger. So I sort of feel like it's quieter. There's less people around. We're watching emerging talent. We're learning about superstars. I mean, don't forget, there's a lot of people that come into NXT that you might have seen on Evolve, or you might have seen on LFG, or might have come from TNA, or might have just joined, like Blake Monroe has from AEW, or Ricky Saints has joined from AEW. Like, here, there's a lot more unknown. There's a lot, you don't really get too many people here that you kind of already know about. We're like learning about people a lot. So I sort of feel like it's quieter. It's a shorter show. It's an hour long. It is not kind of involving TNA or AAA, or you're not even really involved in main roster, although we did have Natalia once. But yeah, like, to me, it's just got that sort of, when I used to watch NXT on the network, it used to feel like, oh, I'm a big wrestling fan because I'm watching the developmental, you know? Like, I'm watching Raw, SmackDown, but I'm watching that next level as well. I'm watching the future stars. And you had this feeling of like, yeah, it's a badge of honor. Do you know what I mean? You can actually kind of with pride sort of say like, yeah, man, I'm a proper wrestling fan. You know, you could have a conversation with wrestling fans, talk about Raw, SmackDown, and you might go, yeah, have you seen the new girl that's coming through? Have you seen Emma? Have you seen, you know, Alexa Bliss? Have you seen whoever it might be, right? Have you seen Carmella? What do you think about Liv Morgan? They might not have a clue what you're on about because they might only watch Raw and SmackDown. So it's a little bit of like, yeah, you know, I watch NXT. It's on the network. Have you not got the network? So I sort of feel like Evolve is a bit like that. You go that next level down, you know. So now you can have conversations with people like, have you seen Kylie Armstrong? What do you think about Kendal Gray? What's your thoughts on Sam Holloway? Right? How do you feel about Cappuccino Jones? How do you feel about Jack Cartwheel? Yeah. How do you feel about It's Goal? It's Goal? Yeah. So it's got that sort of old school network, black and gold NXT. You know, you've really got to be into your wrestling to go down to this level kind of stuff. And I do like that. It's cool. It makes me feel superior. Nicholas, hello. Shout out to you. I hope you're well. Brian said the quiz was fun. Thanks for letting me play, says Bryn. What the question thing up there? Yeah, well, I'm going to use all those answers on the members side and do a fun game with it. So, yeah, I mean, the answers that you're providing will actually go towards some. It's not just going off into the ether. Like, I am going to use these answers for some on the members side, so it will be worth it. James said NXT did 737. Yeah, I think that's really good. I think that's good. I don't know what the general consensus to that would be, but I think I would take that. Forbray said, Daze, does the new episode of Evolve appear live on Tubi? Yes. It normally pops up 5 minutes before. Mike said the network is YouTube now. A match is being uploaded every day. Yeah, I suppose in a way it is. I mean, I think that they are looking to... ESPN are looking to buy the library. Word on the street is they're looking to try and get the library. They're looking to try and acquire all that old content. That might actually see the end of the Vault. I don't know what's going to happen with WWE Vault, but if ESPN say, yes, we want to be the home of WWE, we've got the PLEs, how much would it cost to have all the back catalogue? Because to be honest, the back catalogue's not really worth a great deal. There's not, I assure you, there's really not too many people that are signing up for the network or whatever just to get that back catalogue. It's quite niche. Certainly when there's, you know, loads of stuff that's up on WWE's YouTube channel and, as you said, on the Vault channels and everything. So if ESPN did get that, obviously it would come off Peacock. I don't know what Netflix is allowed to have. I think they've got all the old Raws, or some of the old Raws. I think they're allowed to have that as part of their deal because obviously they are the global distributor for Raw. So I think they are entitled to the old Raws. But yeah, I don't know what would happen with the Vault. Because if you're ESPN and you spend, I don't know, 50 million, maybe not even that, on having the library on your platform, on your app, you're probably not going to want these YouTube channels putting that content out there, you know? You're probably going to want that to be pulled to try and force people to sign up to your app, you know? So, I don't know. I mean, like, the library stuff is so important. I mean, like, I'm so frustrated right now that there is nowhere that I can go to watch all the old episodes of Mania, the Saturday morning show, Shotgun Saturday Night, Primetime Wrestling, Superstars, Wrestling Challenge, All American Wrestling. I mean, all of these shows, we have never, ever had all of those shows available, as well as all the Raws, as well as all the SmackDowns, as well as all the PLEs. We've never had all of that stuff. Even when the network was around, there was loads that was missing. Loads. So much missing off the network. Network was amazing. I love it. I'm not down on it. But there was loads that could have been added to it. Absolutely loads. So I kind of now we're in a horrible place where we've got, next to nothing available to us right now. I think Peacock has a fair bit, actually. I think Peacock in America has got more than what we've got access to. But I think even that's got limited. Even that's not the network. Even that's got its limitations. So I don't know. Part of me actually hopes that ESPN get the back catalogue. Part of me hopes that it all goes over there, because then, of course, we've got a chance of them getting everything. If they spend 50 million because they want all the back catalogue, then I hope they get it all. I hope they have it all. I hope that they get all of that stuff, and they can then, give us the stuff we didn't get before. I wonder if some of these shows have been deleted. I wonder if some of these shows just got taped over and they're just not available now. I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't put them up. I don't know why you wouldn't put them onto the network when you had the network. And there was so much that was missing. But Mike said, my favourite matches were the War Games matches from WCW. Very good. Very good. Rent-Free said, Daze, do we think it's possible Cena comes out of retirement for 43? I wouldn't be surprised if the Saudis try to get him to appear. I think they'll try and get him to appear, and I think he will appear. I don't know about a match. I mean, he has said there is no amount of money that you can pay me to come back and do another match. I am going to give you my words. I am done in December. That is what John Cena said. And I do think John is believing that. I do believe that John believes that, right? I do believe that John is thinking to himself, I'm done. Like, this is John closing that door. And I think he's doing it for the fans, but also for him. It's really hard to close the door. Temptation will always be there. Undertaker, I'm sure, still gets people saying to him, one more, yeah? One more. I'm sure Saudis will come to Undertaker and say, one more, right? And I think John has seen these wrestlers really struggle to close that door, close that chapter, walk away, and actually say, I'm done. I mean, he's spent all year this year trying to say goodbye to people and wrap this thing up the right way. And I genuinely believe that he believes, I'm done. I'm out. This is me done, right? So I think that he is right now telling the truth. He's done. Which means the Saudi's going to have to offer him a lot of money, which they will. Enough money where he thinks to himself, I actually just cannot turn that down. That is more than I even thought they might offer. Like, I cannot turn that down. without knowing the money involved, I don't think he comes back for anything other than ridiculous money. And honestly, to be really honest with you, even then, I just don't know. I just don't know. He's not hurting for money. And for someone like John, he might think to himself that it's better for him to just close that door and walk away and keep his words than, you know, take a load of money, which he doesn't need. Because, I mean, he is a multi-millionaire. I mean, his wealth, he doesn't need it, but I don't know. It depends how much is on the table. So, yeah, I'm going to say there's a chance, but I really believe John is telling the truth when he says that he's done. I really do believe him. Whether his mind gets changed, I don't know. Mike said YouTube has uploaded Hogan's Rock and Wrestling. Yeah, I've not watched them yet. I would like to record them, actually, because they were on the network and they got taken away. You know, talking about things that were missing from the network. Hogan's Rock and Wrestling cartoon was on there and then was removed. And now they're back. And honestly, I don't know if they're going to get removed again. I mean, you just never know. The problem with not owning these things yourself on a DVD means that you are a slave to someone else making that decision for you. I mean, we all had the network and then it got took away from us and now we don't have it. So this is why, you know, ownership, actually having a physical copy of something is, you know, obviously ideal, more preferable. So, yeah, I might do a little bit of screen recording, right? Just so I can have a copy of it. I do that for, like, things that... I don't bother doing that for, you know, Raws and SmackDowns or anything. But if it's something that I think could get removed again, then I might do it for something like that. So... yeah, I haven't watched them yet, but when I do, I'll probably sit down, watch them, and like do a screen record at the same time, so that if they get taken away again, I can just rewatch them. Which isn't technically the right side of legal, but you know, I ain't distributing it, I ain't selling it. It's only so that I can go back to it if I want to, which is still illegal, but you know, whatever. I'm a bad boy, deal with it. Wes said, I hope Kendal wins tonight. Her finisher should be called the 50 Shades. It should, you're right, Wes. The 50 Shades. Oh my God, so good. Joe said, Daze, I first started watching you in 2020. You've done an amazing job. You are a funny YouTuber. Keep up the good. Oh, Joe, thank you, my friends. I really appreciate that, dudes. I'm glad that you enjoy the channel. And I think for me, like, trying to make the channel either informative or fun or just an interesting place to hang out, like, if I can achieve that anyway, I'm interested, obviously, in trying to do that. Obviously, we talk a lot about wrestling, which means we have the majority of our conversations quite serious and we get stuck into a wrestling conversation. But, you know, when opportunity presents itself for a bit of fun, then, yeah, I'm definitely going to look to take it. And actually, I was just talking to the members about that, how I think there is a bit of fun missing from the channel. Like, we have a laugh during the streams and we have a fun folder during Unseen. So, I mean, in the content we're putting out, there are definite attempts to not just be like super serious and right, even though we do that a lot. We do try to have some fun as well. But yeah, there does feel like there's like something missing at the moment, which needs, like, you know, to be a bit of fun. Just a bit of light-hearted entertainment, but trying to figure out what that is difficult. But I got some thoughts. We got some things we working on, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But Joe, if you've been watching since 2020, then that at least makes me think I've been doing something right. Something. Not many things, but maybe something. Zokiller said they've got enough talent to revive WCW as its own brand. Well, it's an interesting conversation, that, because there is an argument that ship has sailed, because WCW is obviously now, 25 years ago, 24 years ago. I mean, that's like in the year 2000, talking about reviving a promotion that was around in 1975. Like, that's how much distance there has been, you know. It's ancient history, really, at this point. It's a whole generation ago. There are so many fans that started watching in 2005, 2008, 2010, 2012, 2015, 2018, 2020, 2022, today, and all in between that just don't have any nostalgia for WCW. And I think that you could bring that back as its own brand, but you would have to completely relaunch it. You would have to completely relaunch it and sell it. I think the amount of people around that would be interested would be niche, right? Would be kind of like NXT levels of interest. And then I think you've got to try and find a way of grabbing those young fans, newer fans that have maybe heard of WCW but have never watched, or, you know. I mean, you could have Bischoff and you could have Booker, you know, and you could use some of those. I mean, if you could get Sting, that would be amazing. If you could get maybe Kevin Nash, maybe Goldberg, maybe if you could get these kind of WCW legendary names involved somehow, maybe as general managers, commentators, hosts, and then maybe use it to showcase some young talent like, say, Javon and Trick and Ober, and maybe use some, you know, maybe Grayson's on there and Theory's on there, maybe you could get some out of it that way. But I honestly, in 2025, I don't know what WCW as a brand is worth, because it's so long ago now. It's a whole it might even be generations, not generation. I mean, it could be like if you started watching in 2019. I mean, people will have started and stopped watching wrestling since WCW finished. You could have started in 2008 when you was 8. 12 years later, in 2020, when you're 20, you might be in, you know, you might have given it up. So I do find the WCW conversation very interesting, because I think for those of us around at the time, or those of us interested in going back and learning about history, it obviously carries weight. But I don't know. I don't think that's the majority these days. You look in the crowd, you see a lot of kids just yeeting, you know. You see a lot of kids that are tuning in because they want to watch Roman Reigns. And you see a lot of people that are tuning in because, you know, they love Rhea Ripley. A lot of girls that are tuning in because they want to dress up as mommy and they love Rhea, or they love Alexa and they've got their Lily doll. Like, WCW don't mean nothing to these people. WCW don't mean nothing to those kids that are yeeting away. Those letters, they don't mean anything. But they do mean something to some people. And, you know, I would not be down on giving it a go and bringing it back, but I don't know how successful it would be. I don't know how it would do. But I think there is an argument for a third brand. I mean, you can make the argument that NXT is that third brand, but we know that NXT is kind of being held back by the fact that it is in the Performance Center, and which is obviously quite small. It doesn't tour. It's got a lot of talent which is not going to be, you know, used at WrestleMania or SummerSlam. It's got a lot of talent that won't feature on those main roster cards. You know, its titles are not recognized as world titles. I mean, it is held back by the fact it is developmental. People can make an argument it's a third brand, but until those top titles are recognized as actual world championships, it can't be a third brand. And until the talent can, you know, feature equally on WrestleMania and SummerSlam, and they do feature in the Rumble, but not equally. You'll have a lot of Raw, a lot of SmackDown, and then a couple of NXT. You know, if it was a third Raw, a third SmackDown, a third NXT, and it was even, then okay. And if, like, you know, there was 8 matches like, you know, or 9 matches, 3 of them SmackDown, 3 of them Raw, 3 of them NXT. Okay. But that's not the situation, is it? And as we said, you know, the other 2 shows are in these big arenas playing to thousands of people. I think the Performance Center can hold 250 people. You know, we've got a load of names that come in from Next in Line that are learning how to wrestle. It's just not a third brand. I mean, it is a third brand, but it's not a third brand. It's not a third brand in the sense of Raw and SmackDown. So I think that you could put a third brand up there. I think it's really unfair that Vince, and I don't know how true this was, but the streets said that Vince was upset with Triple H because NXT didn't take AEW down. Do you remember NXT was on a Wednesday? AEW was on a Wednesday, and they were going up against each other every night, every week on a Wednesday, like, and you know, AEW kept winning, and apparently that really annoyed Vince. And, you know, I think that kind of hurt Triple H in Vince's eyes that he couldn't take down AEW. But that's so unfair because one is a developmental brand using, you know, no star power. The other one has got Jericho and the Bucks and has got like flipping, you know, MJF, and it's got Kenny Omega and John Moxley, and it's got flipping names. It's got Daniel Bryan, yeah. So, you know, the one show has got like established names. The other one is developmental. So which one do you think's going to win? So it was no great surprise that AEW was beating NXT on a Wednesday night. But I think Vince, for some reason, thought that NXT was going to do a better job and was going to cause them problems. And, you know, AEW just kept winning. I mean, I think NXT beat AEW a couple of weeks. But by and large, it was AEW pretty much every week that was getting the dub. So I think, you know, if they had a third brand they could put on a Wednesday that's not Evolve, because Evolve could go the hour before, couldn't it? Evolve could be the hour before WCW, Nitro, right, or whatever. I think there is a need for that. So if they did relaunch WCW and gave it that, of course I would support it. But I don't know, would that be the right thing to do? I don't know. Do we even need a third brand? I'm not against a show in the middle of the week, to be honest. I'm not against, like, you know, you got Raw on a Monday, SmackDown on a Friday, NXT on a Tuesday. Evolve is just a, you know, I think Wednesday, Thursday, a lot of people watch TNA on a Thursday. See, we don't, or I don't. And a lot of people watch AEW on a Wednesday. I don't. So it's interesting that there's people out there that would go, no, there's too much wrestling as it is. Well, that's true if you watch other promotions, but I don't. So, do you know what I mean? There is room in my schedule. There is I could squeeze another show in on a Wednesday, right? And then that means that on a Tuesday I've got NXT and on a Thursday TNA if I so wanted. And that's quite a nice week, actually. So what I'm saying is we should definitely do it. That's what I'm saying. David said Undertaker should wrestle at Saudi. Rent-Free said, would we prefer WWE to come on live in the UK about 7 to 8 rather than 12 to 1? You could wake up earlier and have more time during the day. Or are you a night owl that prefers late nights? I don't mind. It doesn't make a difference to me. I think that if I was at work, I would have preferred it to have been in the evening time. But now that I do this all the time, it doesn't make any difference to me. I mean, I will just be up when it's on. So, I mean, I am a night owl now. I have to be. I'm up every night. I sleep in the day in the UK and I'm up at night. And I've done that for years and years and years now. I have to. I mean, I just have to. I mean, NXT starts at 1 a.m. Raw starts at 1 a.m. SmackDown starts at 1 a.m. They finish at 3 a.m. Raw finishes at 3:30. And then, of course, afterwards, we get a Talking Points video done. We do our review video. We do the unseens. by the time I'm done, it's like 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. By the time I'm done and it's all uploaded, there is absolutely no way that you can cover wrestling and do what we do if you're not going to stay up at night. So I don't even think about it anymore. This is just what I do. And I don't even think about it. So, but if I was still at work, if I worked in the day and came back from work, then yeah, it would be way easier to sit down, have dinner and just watch the wrestling, which is obviously what they do in America for the Americans. Hence why we have it late over here. And to be honest with you, I think that's right. I mean, WWE's biggest market is America. It's where it started. They're an American company. I mean, it's just right that it works for America, to be honest. It's just right that America gets to enjoy it in the evening time. And the result of that is, because of time difference, it starts at 1 o'clock in the morning for us in the UK. So, I don't know, long ago accepted that this is the situation. And actually, if anything, because we're seeing a lot more of those European tours and a lot more international shows like Saudi, for example, we're starting to see a lot more shows starting at a more reasonable time for the UK. Ironically, that bothers me more. I'm someone that just likes to have a routine. I just like to go to bed at a certain time, get up at a certain time, know what I'm doing. And I feel that's me when I can be my most productive. I'm not as good if I've got to constantly change, right? And the problem is when we're going over abroad and then we're doing America and then we're doing Europe, then we're doing Saudi, pretty soon we'll go to Australia. It's like you're having to try and figure out, what time do I need to be up tomorrow? What time are we starting? So hang on. I'll finish Unseen at 8. I need to go to bed for 4 hours. Then I got to get up because we're doing the Crown Jewel show. Kickoff show starts 2 hours, but that's harder to me. So for me, it doesn't matter if it's evening, if it's night, but the one thing I do like is consistency and having it about the same time. And that's gone out the window now, to be honest, because we're just all over the road. So it is a case now of trying to figure out. I mean, there was people on Monday going, why did we start an hour early? Because, of course, they have started an hour early for Raws. And they're trying to, get out the way of Monday Night Football a little bit. So that caught a few people out. It's just things like that. And then, of course, you find out that ESPN are doing a 2-hour pre-show before the 2-hour pre-show. So you kind of go, does that mean we need to do 4 hours before so that we can cover the 2 pre-shows? And so, these are the kind of things you have to take into consideration when you're doing this sort of stuff. So, yeah, just consistency is all I like, to be honest. Daze, I might not be around tomorrow. It's just going to depend on how my doctor's tests go. I'm not going into specifics, but it could be serious, but hopefully it's not. Well, James, of course, we hope it's not as well. So, wish you all the best with that, buds. Don't worry about it. I mean, as I said before, getting things checked out, getting things sorted, it's the best thing you can do. So, whatever the results come back by, it's more important, what are you doing about it? What's the plan? And taking it from there. It's easier said than done, isn't it? But I always do try to remember that kind of, don't sweat, don't worry about what you just can't control. Nothing comes of worrying about what's out of your control. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be fine anyway, but I'm just saying. Just focus on what you can achieve and what you can actually do. And that's just a good life lesson, really. Whatever it is you're going through, if you can't control it, why worry about it? If it's out of your hands, it's out your hands, isn't it? You just got to focus on what you can control. What can you do? What can you influence? What can you do about it? And that's all you can do, really. But yeah, wish you all the best, buds. Super Pinky said, what do we think about AJ Lee news? ESPN, WrestlePalooza. Don't know what the AJ Lee news is, but Super Pinky, what is the AJ Lee news? Glockner said, I was at a gas station today, and behind the counter where they keep the tobacco and cigarettes, there was something that had sex written on it. I don't know what it is, but I did think about buying it, but I didn't. That was actually an advert for this stream. I do like to put little posters up in gas stations, and just to grab people's attention, I just write the word sex in massive letters. So yeah, it was just that, but it was just that. I am going to get mine checked out, says Rebecca. Text and be cool, kids, says William. Yeah, Super Pinky, let me know what's the AJ Lee news. I'd be interested. Wrestling is so niche, said Rebecca. It's very easy to miss a few weeks of content and be lost. It is very niche, yeah. I mean, what I would say is I don't think things have moved forward that quickly this year. There's been kind of a lot of repetition. I mean, we know that Braun and Bronson have been in the main event of Raw many times. It's, you know, I think you can miss the odd show. I mean, a lot of shows are like, oh, that felt missable. And I don't know that things have really advanced forward that drastically. So I think with wrestling this year, you can afford to sort of miss a show a little bit. I don't know that, like, but sometimes you do get drastic changes. Like, of course, when AJ Lee came back, that was a massive deal. That changed things. And if you tuned in and didn't know she had returned, you'd be like, what? So, you know, you do get these occasional shows where it is an exception and you do need to have seen that show. Yeah, by and large, I think one of the criticisms of 2025 is that creatively it's been a bit flat, it's been a bit slow, it's been a bit uneventful. So, yeah, but it is, you're all right, it is a niche. It's certainly not the masses tuning into this thing. I mean, we've seen the ratings. I think there was only 1.3 million that tuned into SmackDown the other day. I mean, I don't think those are ratings that kind of really set the world on fire, but to be honest, I don't think there's many shows that get amazing ratings these days anyway. You've got to be a pretty big deal to get like big ratings these days. We know that YouTube has massively took over as kind of the destination of choice when it comes to viewing content. And so, you know, streaming online, all of that, it's a big challenge for cable to try and, you know, get people to continue to watch. Brother said, I've been rewatching some ECW on Peacock. I gotta say, it's really not that bad. For a show called ECW, it's horrible. But for a third brand, it's not the worst thing. Oh, right, the WWE version. Right. Okay. Yeah, to be honest, I've not really watched loads. I was not a big viewer of it back in the day. I would keep an eye on it, but it was not a show that I was really engaging with like every week in, week out. But I know it started really bumpy, and then I think they really started to invest in the young emerging talent. There's actually a lot of wrestlers that got their first break in WWE through that show. And yeah, I think it's probably worth a watch, honestly. I mean, I should probably sit down, start from the beginning and work through, because I couldn't tell you what I've seen and what I've not seen. I've seen lots of it, but I couldn't tell you like which episodes I haven't seen or anything. I just know that was one that I was not, you know, massively going out of my way to, you know, keep up with. I was very much on with, as long as you watch Raw and SmackDown, I mean, that was 99% of what you needed to see. But there was some good stuff that did happen over there. And as I said, I think one of their biggest strengths was bringing through talent, which, you know, kind of cut their teeth on that show. Big Time said NXT did 737. I did get carried away, but there was some predictions thinking it might do 950 or 1 million. More like Super Tuesday episode, said Big Time. Yeah, no, I think it's good. I think that's an acceptable number, isn't it? I mean, I think anything over 700,000 right now, given the current climate, given the fact that we are, I don't know, we're just seeing a general decline on all of the numbers at the moment. Like, I think when people go back to school and they go, like, you've come out of the summer, and I think, you know, you got to remember kids are off. and there's like all this free time that people have got for summer holidays, and the colleges are broken up, and I don't know, certain jobs might even break up as well. Teachers, for example, definitely break up. So, like, you know, you've got like these summer holidays, and people go away in the summer. So, like, a lot of people save their holidays for summertime, so they can spend time with the family, with the kids being off, because the kids are at home, so they need to have time off work to be with the kids. Blah blah blah. That means that the summer months should be good. From a ratings point of view, should have like and then you see, like, as you hit September, a lull as people go back to school, back to education, back to work, and the football starts, which then hammers things even more. And you just see this general slump across the boards. You don't really see numbers going bananas right now. So I think like, for me, I was like, okay, we're normally in the 600,000 range. I think we would go up to the 700,000 range because it is a really good show. There is that sort of slump which would kind of curb my, like, oh, it's going to be like bonkers. And so, yeah, I was thinking if we can get over 720, if we can get over that, which is the range that I think a homecoming show would be in. If they can get over that, I think they've done well. And so, yeah, if they've come out with 737, I think you've got to take that and say that's really good for this time of year. And so, yeah, on we move. Good. William said, Daze, I had a dream last night. You and me met. That's my dream as well. You told me that you didn't like me. So far, this checks out. You don't like my comments. I'm actually now starting to wonder if this really did happen, because you are just mapping out exactly how this would go. And if you could, you would ban me forever. Mm-hmm. I just kept coming back. You want your PG back? Is that what you kept saying? Yeah. Honestly, William, that just sounds exactly like what would happen if we did meet in real life. So you've probably saved me a lot of time there, having to like track you down and actually have that conversation. So, great. Big Time said, Daze, not to mention SmackDown is way down. We've got no idea what Raw is doing in the US. That's lightly down. So there is way less eyes to promote NXT. Yes. Super Pinky said AJ Lee's new interview came out. Okay. And she talked about her decision to return to WWE. She suggested a 4-way kiss with Punk, Seth, and Becky. I don't know what that means. I'll have to watch watch that interview. I've not seen that interview yet. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what she's talking about there. I'm guessing this is like a joke thing that she said. Like, how can we... Did the interviewer ask, like, how can we sort this issue out? And she was like, well, maybe we do a 4-way kiss or something like that. I don't know. It seems like a bit of a throwaway joke comment. But if she's done an interview today, then great. I'm definitely down for seeing what gets said. USA Network said Braun Strowman is facing his biggest opponent yet. He's ready for the big challenge. Everything on the menu. Yeah. So he's on this Everything on the Menu show where he goes to a restaurant and orders everything on the menu. And then I think has to eat it. And it's on USA Network. And he's just tweeted out, I hope you're hungry. I hope you're hungry. Right, where are we? 9 minutes to go. Are there any matches announced for tonight? We do have It's Goal! It's Goal! So we've got It's Goal. He's going to be in action tonight. Outside of that, not really. So tag, I mean, to be honest, they only normally do 3 matches. So there's a tag match with It's Goal and Jamar Hampton. Wendy Choo will be the main event, and they'll just chuck some out there. And you know what? We're going to love it because Evolve's great and we have a lot of fun with it. Okay, 8 minutes. And guys, you know what time it is. I know what time it is. We all know what time it is. It's our favourite time in the week where Wrestling Daze goes on to Tubi a few minutes before the new episode drops, looks at what's on there, and then says, do you know what? This is really good, you know. They've got loads of great stuff on here that I would watch. And then he proceeds to name a load of things that he would watch. And then say, but you know what? I just never get a chance to watch it because the only time I come on to Tubi is on a Wednesday. So it's up to you. We can do that or we can just skip it because I feel like that is what we do every single flipping week, right? And it's as true this week as it has been every other week, right? I'm looking at stuff now and I'm like, I could watch that. Days, I was watching the LFG semi-finals this past Sunday, and oh my God, they were staging arguments and fights. I get that it's scripted, but they make it blatantly obvious. Yeah, and that honestly has been a big barrier for me tuning in. It really has, because I mean, I understand that pro wrestling is scripted. I understand. I mean, spoiler, it's, you know, it's predetermined, yeah. I won't use the fake word, people get upset. But it's predetermined, right? And so as a result, like, it's fine if they want to do LFG and they want all that to be kind of predetermined and they want to do a reality-based show and whatever. But to be honest, I would rather be watching that show for the real-life coaching. If I watch that show, I don't want the nonsense, right? I want to see people cut promos and struggle, and I want to see the real feedback. I want to see them being given feedback by, you know, I want to, you know, the side of wrestling that I really would love to dig into, and I don't know where you go for it. And I actually remember I asked this question of Blake Howard. Blake Howard is the other guy that was with Robert Stone in that video we watched. We watched a video where they just previewed Evolve. You had Robert Stone, Mr. Stone, and there was another guy with him. That's Blake Howard. When I went to the house show last year, Blake Howard was the host, right? He was the one that was doing the announcing. He was the host of the show. Welcome everyone to NXT. I can't remember where it was. Crystal Lake or whatever. Crystal Springs. And so it was just like a live event house show, but he was the host. And beforehand, I got to ask a question. And I've told this story before. The question I asked, right, because I didn't know if we were following kayfabe or not. I had no idea, right? Well, am I allowed to ask anything? Or do I have to pretend these are the characters I see on TV? I don't know. What's the flipping rules, right? So Blake said, has anyone got any questions, right? Because I'd paid extra for like the VIP kind of meet and greet before. And I had Charlie Dempsey, Damon Kemp, and Miles Bourne. They were sat on the ring in front of about, I'd say 8 of us. That was it. There was like 8 of us, and then those 3 sat on the ring. And Blake was like, any questions? And I went, yeah, I've got a question. And he came over, right? Because they were chatting to these guys first. And he was like, yeah, what's your question, mate? And I was like, okay, I don't know if I'm allowed to ask this. So, like, you know, you'll have to tell me. But I'm interested to know, at what point do they kind of start calling the match in the ring? Like, at what point, when you first start, do you get told, right, we want you to do these moves, and I want you to have a 2-minute match, and I want you to do this, this, and this. And then at what, like, how long do you do that for? And then at what point is it that you start getting in there and kind of call in longer match? I want to know the process of when you're being trained, of how that works. I want to know when you come in, obviously they teach you moves. Obviously they teach you kind of sequences, right? But then when you do your first match, what's the expectation? Like, they're not just going to throw you in the ring and go, right, you got 2 minutes, just do whatever you want. They're not going to do that. There's a producer that is going to tell you, I want you to do this, then I want you to do that, I want you to do this, this is going to be the finish, right? But how much freedom do they have when they first start, or is everything mapped out? Is the whole match mapped out, or is it just sequences and the finish? And then at what point do you progress from that? And at what point, how long in the system is it until you actually go longer? And I wanted to understand that a bit more, right? Very hard to put into a sentence, that. And probably not the right question to ask, to be honest. But if I ain't going to ask it there, where the flip am I going to ask it, you know? Really what I need someone that has been in NXT to come on the channel, and I need to do an interview, and I need to speak to them about that, because that's the information I'm interested in. I want to know, what does your week look like? What classes do you go to? Tell me all the different classes. Tell me what drills you work on. Tell me, how much time do you spend on fitness? How much time do you spend on cardio? How much time do you spend on moves and techniques? And, you know, if you're, you know, when it comes to like the aerial stuff, do they teach everyone that? Or do you have to be interested in that? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're Gunther, you're not going to mess around learning moonsaults. So, who's training Gunther, and who's training the Luchas, and how are they getting different training? Who's training Jack Cartwheel, and who's training Gunther? Who's training Jack Cartwheel? Who's training Obafemi? Because Obafemi ain't doing 450 splashes. And like all of that, like the how you train and what actually is the structure of the PC, what their week looks like, that is fascinating to me. I would love to get an insight. I feel like the creative door is closed, and we've never got a glimpse in until Unreal came along, right? And then we got a glimpse into creative, only briefly. They only opened the door that much, but you got a little look inside, yeah? But we've not really had a look inside the Performance Center, other than Breaking Ground was good. That was about 10 years ago now. That was on the network. And LFG, which I haven't watched, but these fake arguments and the squabbling, I ain't interested in that. I don't need that. That's not what I'm looking for. Like, especially when there's so much stuff that I am looking for, you know? Especially when there's a lot of stuff which I am interested in. Anyway, we're starting. To be. Right. I don't have sound. There it is. No. Yeah, one day I need to get an NXT talent, don't I? I need someone that's been in NXT. I remember, you know, Coaster Maniacs used to join us on the channel. Nice guy. And I spoke to him like, oh God, it's probably about a year and a half ago now. But he actually managed to get Enzo and did an interview with Enzo on his channel. So I'd like to think we would be able to get someone if we reached out, you know. And I'd like to ask him about that, really. Maybe we could start getting Evolve talent. Imagine that. Imagine if we started getting Evolve talent on. We are just looking at the show, and right now we've got a replay of last week. Imagine if we got Kendal Gray. Imagine if we got Kendal. What if we got It's Goal? I mean, I don't know that Chris Van Vliet's interviewing It's Goal. You know? I'll interview It's Goal. I'll interview Zayda Steele, Vanity Project, Swipe Right, Wendy Choo. Ah, imagine that. What about talent from ARW Pro? Oh, we'd have to work up to that, buds. We'd have to work up to that. Rob said, what stories are in Evolve right now? Well, there's obviously Kendal and Wendy, which they're showing you right now. That's been a pretty big one. As well as that, we've kind of got Bryce Donovan letting down the Vanity Project. So it does feel like he's on his way kind of out. We've also just put It's Goal together with Jamar Hampton. So they're kind of like a new team. We don't know how that's going to go. I don't even know if they've had a match together yet. I think they might have, but they're going tonight. We put Jack Cartwheel with Cappuccino Jones, and if we was going to have tag champs, I think they would be the front runners. Here's Vanity Projects. Dun, dun, dun. Shaquem said, Mickey James, Don Rosa, Nick Otis was our friends. You don't remember that? We had Thunder Rosa, Nick Aldis. I never saw Mickey James. She came in and said hello, and I missed her comment. But yes, a lot of that was from the NWA streams, you know. In fact, why don't Evolve talent come in and say hello? I can't imagine there's that many people doing flipping watch-alongs of Evolve. You know? We're all like fans of Evolve. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, when we used to watch NWA, the NWA talent used to jump in. We had Nick Aldis say hello. We did a Nick Aldis and a Thunder Rosa tribute stream where for one of the weeks we actually just had them in the background and we were praising them and they jumped in and were like thanking us and everything. That was good, man. Some good times. Who wants the smoke? The champ stays the champ. Yeah, the champ retained last week, didn't he? The champ stayed the champ. So we got Vanity Projects. Hondos. I went to Stevie earlier. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We spoke about every single one of you. What, bro? Oh, yeah. 8-person tag match. Okay, so we've got an 8-person tag match. Dante Chen's coming out. Dante Chen. So we've got an 8-person tag match. Vanity Projects. Draco Knox. No, we haven't seen Draco Knox in a while. I want to see Sam Holloway. Get Sam Holloway out. I like Sam Holloway. Huh? Tyra May Steele. Yes, mate. I've bought all the stock in Tyra May Steele. I literally own all of the stock. Super Sean Legacy. So we got... this will be all right. This will be bonkers. This will be fun. Yeah, I was confused when Tyra May Steele came out because I didn't know Zayda Steele. We got too many Steels. Was going to be one of the people in this tag match. Okay, here we go then. So, Vanity Project going to be in action. Hondos. Who is that booing person? I know, we heard them all last week as well. James said, do you remember when Thunder Rosa and Holidead wanted to F you up? That is true, actually. I think Holidead was talking of knives at one point. I think, wasn't she sending me pictures of her with a knife and all this? And I was like, Jesus. And to be honest, she wouldn't even need it. She could mess me up with just her hands anyway, but... Yes. Good times, eh? Good times. Yeah, it was kind of crazy though, wasn't it? Because, of course, that was before Thunder went to AEW, so... You know, they make it Big A and they leave us behind. Okay, Tyra pushes Zayda. Zayda with a slap. I love the facial expressions of Tyra May Steele, man. I love the fact that she doesn't just get slapped and, like, you know, go back about. She gets slapped. She's like, it's just that little moment where she pulls a little face and you can just sort of tell she's thinking, like, I can't believe this has just done that. Right now, Zayda has tagged out. Look, Tyra's staying in there with Ricky Smokes. I think one of the guys should have come in there. I don't think she should have tagged out. One of the guys should have got in and gone, listen, Tyra, I know you would murk him, but I've got this. Rather than having her tag out. Okay, right, we got Ricky in there right now. Side headlock being applied. Going over against the ropes. And Draco has actually looked quite good every time we've watched him. Scoops up Ricky No Joy. Dropkick misses. Don't often see a missed dropkick. Against the ropes. Picks him up. Back bro. Yeah, love it. Love it. Sign me up. Wakes up every morning with one goal. Draco knocks to make sure his family is safe, happy, and never in need. I wonder if he wakes up and asks them, guys, gather round. I need to know today, are you safe? Are you happy? Are you in need? And as long as he gets 3 ticks, he can then go about his day. Fast-paced action. This is a pretty fun match, actually, as Brad Baylor comes in. Basement DDT. Stomped to the back there by Sean Legacy. Idris Anofe interrupted Legacy's interview after a recent win. Those guys seem to be on a collision course. Standing moonsault. Kick out. Right now we've got up on the feet going over. Tag being made. Again, working on the arm. Coming out. Shot blocked. Lovely. Shot coming in. Dante Chen. Pop, 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 pop. Holidead was in WWE. She went through the program before NXT, but I don't know she's got any knowledge of what happens now. Yeah, well, I don't know. What happened in the past would be interesting, to be honest. I'd imagine the training techniques probably have not drastically changed. There will have been changes, and actually probably more so for the women. We did go through a women's evolution. But, yeah, I don't know. Some people might find it boring, but I always think if it's something that interests me, I think it would interest others. Maybe not everyone, but it would interest some. I mean, we watch Evolve. I'd love to know, like, you know, what feedback do they get? What do they work on? You know, are there issues identified in the matches that they then work on immediately after, or do they just, you know, carry on with their normal training? How do they fit it in with working on the indies? Because a lot of these are WWE ID, aren't they? So they work the indies as well. But then saying that, they record a load of these episodes in bulk, don't they? So it's not like every Wednesday they have to come here. I got 99 problems and I need to find one more because odd numbers stress me out, said Cortez. Very good. Very good. Rob said, how excited are you for WrestlePalooza? I am fairly excited. I mean, I do think they're going to make it a big deal. I think the card looks okay. I don't think it's, like, amazing. I think it's okay. I think it looks like a B-show card, honestly, with AJ Lee's return being the most interesting thing to me. So, you know, we are going to crown a new women's champion, though, so that's exciting. Cody, Drew, I just expect Cody to retain, but it's a decent opponent, of course. The Brock matches, people know I'm not personally that bothered by. I'm trying to think what other matches there are. The AJ one I'm really interested in, of course. Really want to see how she looks. Hope that match goes well. The last thing I need to hear about is people saying she's washed. You know, I can't believe people are excited for her return. She looked rubbish and all this kind of stuff. There is going to be ring rust. But I think, you know, if you look at how they managed to make Ronda look so good at WrestleMania 34, I'd imagine it's going to be somewhat similar to that, where they'll make her look as good as they absolutely can. But yeah, there's going to be ring rust. Right now, we've got Donovan throwing down a big blow. I can see there's a little bit of lag issues. I think we can probably change over, or hopefully we can change over. Can we change over? Right now we've got looks like there is a little bit of lag. I've got some ads, said Wrestler. Oh, I just had some ads. Yeah, we've gone back to the match now. Donovan slams down Draco. Elbow drop there by Donovan. So it's the champ that's not involved here. Just a little advert for WrestlePalooza. I really hate the fact that this is lagging. I thought it was my phone. No, it's really annoying. It hasn't crashed. It's just sort of like wobbling a little bit. Like sometimes it goes green, then it goes red, then it goes green, then it goes red. Right now it's yellow. So I sort of need to change it. But if I change it, it might... I don't know that it's going to make it better. Kick to the midsection there by Sean Legacy. I'll keep an eye on it. I'm hoping that it'll just be a phase. Round the back, against the ropes. Brad is rolled up. Bryce comes in. Bang, slam down. God, that person booing is so annoying. Sean Legacy is down. Shot coming in there by Bryce. Yeah, it is wobbling. I'm going to have to try, aren't I? Let's try and change it over. Sean Legacy goes over to the corner. Right now, Sean Legacy down as Zayda Steel grabs Sean Legacy. Oh, Tyra May Steele is in. She's shouting away. Boo, they're still booing. Bang, swipe right, are in there, big boot. Sean Legacy goes down. Kick out by Legacy. Right now we've got Brad throwing in a shot. And another blow coming down. Match is over, said Glotness. Not for me. Okay, drop kick to the back there by Ricky. Going for the cover. 2. Kick out there by Sean Legacy. It's just a way of getting a lot of people onto the show, isn't it? Stomp coming in there by Ricky. Ricky doing the old swipe right gesture. Still coming up, we've got It's Goal. And, of course, we got that main event with Wendy Choo and Kendal Gray. Sean Legacy is arguably the face of the men's division. Obviously, the champ has got to be the face at the moment, though. Right now, trying to get over, trying to make a tag, no joy. Bang, forearm shot, swing and a miss. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Ricky Smokes gets right in the face of Tyra May Steele. She's like, come on then. Big back body drop. William said, what if we all pull our resources together and get a mansion in Florida and we could live there and have the wrestlers stop in once in a while? I say, let's do it. I don't know what stopped us. Here we go. Looking for a big suplex. It's Dante Chen that's in. Brad Baylor, clothesline misses. Dante, wah, bah. That looked really good. Robert Stone was like, what's this? Mortal Kombat. Duck underneath there by Dante. Super kick there by Dante. Whoa, do you see the heights that Bryce Donovan got them? Zayda Steel made the save. Gut wrench. Gut wrench there by Tyra May Steel. Oh, mate, what a German. What a German. German to Brads. Tyra May Steel is throwing everyone around. Bryce Donovan was charging over at Tyra May Steel. Now we've got loads of people that are down on the outside. No joy coming in. Bang! Down goes Donovan. 1, 2, 3. There we go. It's a win for the baby faces. Pretty fun end to that. The randoms get it done. The Vanity Project is defeated. That gut wrench suplex was so good by Tyra May Steel. In fact, she was delivering some amazing looking suplexes. I mean, it's Bryce Donovan that takes the pin there, you know. That might have some big repercussions, mightn't it? Yeah, he's having a go at him. They all do that in the ring. Okay, we're backstage. Oh, yeah, it's Aaron Rourke and Marcus Mathers that are going to be taking on It's Goal and Jamar Hampton. Goal studometer is going to be 0 when that bell rings. Okay, well, I wonder where this is going. Clock that T, Marcus. Okay, we're backstage. There is Kylie Bright, Kendal Gray. You can see in the back we've got Dakota Kai, Billy Kay, Charlotte. So Kendal said, if you want to hear what she sounds like, just listen up later, because I'm going to make her say that she quits. Okay, there we go. Kendal Gray backstage. That is going to be coming up later. Wendy Choo, Kendal Gray. Marcus Mathers and Aaron Rourke, said Wrestling Fan. Yes. Okay, we've got another commercial break. Just talking about Australia. Yeah, so first match, okay. That was all right. Had a fun finish. Bit random. To be honest, just a bit of a show opener and just a way of getting a bit more heat on Bryce Donovan, to be honest. Then we just heard from Marcus Mathers. Apparently, they're really high on Marcus Mathers. Apparently, he is like a really high, good indie talent that they're really into. So we need to be paying attention to him. Obviously, Aaron Rourke brings something a little bit different. And I love its goal. So I'm very excited in seeing its goal. It's goal. It's goal. Kylie Bright, Kendal Gray. Yep. They're, I like Kendal Gray. She's fun. I don't know much about Kylie Bright, actually. I haven't seen loads of her. Right now, I've just got a commercial break at the moment. And it is a advert for an SUV. Equinox. $299 a month. It is the 2026 Chevy Equinox. So, love that. I'm sure I'm going to get an advert for American Home Shield in a second, because I tend to get that every single week. Days, I made £35 profit tonight. I put £10 on Champions League. Very good. That is very good, actually. Don't spend it all at once. Oh my God. Got another advert. Credit Karma. A lot of these adverts are just so boring. To be honest, we have boring adverts as well, but I wish I was watching some fun adverts. But it's all just boring, like home insurance, a car. I don't even know what this is. Okay, this is a bit more fun. The world's toughest test. Special Forces, the world's toughest test, coming soon to Fox. Here's Tate Wilder. He's looking a bit sad. Here's Super Sean Legacy. Tate Wilder just can't figure it out. You got to keep that belief. So Sean Legacy's giving Tate Wilder a bit of a rah-rah speech. Chapter 1. The only way to go is up. Where is Idris? Yeah, we was watching the Steam Pig last week, weren't we? Tate Wilder said he's back. He's on it. Don't let anyone push you around. Time to get back on the horse. Right, here is Marcus Mathers and Aaron Rourke. Come on. Come on, it's goal. It's goal. Don't know how you spell Marcus Mathers. It's like that, isn't it? I always think Eminem. Rourke versus It's Goal and Jamar Hampton. There we go. It's funny, actually, because Rourke is flamboyant, but that doesn't really show in his ring gear tonight. Just black boots and, like, black trunks. Look at that! That's great. They're in the entranceway, standing back to back, and they're like pretending to be on a platform. They're like turning around. That's very good. Marcus should have had a rap gimmick, said James. Yeah, he should. Look at Jamar Hampton. Jamar Hampton has got... The look is 10 out of 10. Maybe not the trunks. The other sides. Bang! Uppercut coming in. Big European uppercut. Oh, mate, that is so good by Marcus Mathers. That is so good. Yeah, really impressive. Bang! Slams him down. Its goal goes over, makes the tag. Again, down, kick coming in. Yeah, I really like that from Marcus Mathers. Shot coming in. He's in, lovely drop kick. I think that what Jamar Hampton's gear is just really weird. The boots just look really big. Everything, like his gear just looks big. His trunks look really big. Fans chanted dime piece during his last Evolve match. I just actually read that dime piece is written on Aaron Rourke's ring gear. Drop kick there by Jamar Hampton. It's Gal goes down. Hampton goes down, sorry. It's Gal on the outsides. Tagged in. Bang! Shot coming into the midsection there by It's Gal. And goes upstairs. It's Gal again throwing in a clothesline. He's got Aaron Rourke up against the... in the corner. Boom, shot coming into the midsection. Lovely clothesline. And again. Good work by Jamar Hampton. Looking for a suplex. Got them up. Yeah, double suplex. Bang. Aaron Rourke goes for a ride. Now they're doing push-ups on Aaron Rourke. Double elbow. There is a bit of chemistry on display here for these guys. Shot coming in there by It's Gal. Oh. Took a little bit too long to kind of showboat there. Forearm shot coming in by Aaron Rourke. Picks up, driven back in the corner. It's Gal driving in that shoulder into the midsection. It's Gal. Goes down, Aaron Rourke lands on his feet. Big shot coming in there by Aaron Rourke. Uppercut coming in there by It's Gal. Tag being made, Jamar Hampton coming in. Hampton against the ropes. Jumps over. Oh, mate, look at that. Look at that. He just effortlessly jumped over It's Gal. The athletic ability of Jamar Hampton is incredible. He just throws Aaron Rourke across the ring. I mean, like, standing vertical jump and speed and power. Like, this guy has got it all. Jamar Hampton charges in. Aaron Rourke with a kick coming in. No Joy goes over, grabs the leg. Rourke in the middle. Shaquem said he should be himself, not with anyone. Jamar needs a bit more of a gimmick, says Zokilla. Yeah, he does feel like a blank canvas at the moment, doesn't he? All he is right now is just raw potential. I mean, I don't think we found an identity so much, but they've put him with an identity. They've put him with a big personality in It's Gal. Maybe they're hoping that some of that charisma, some of that showmanship will kind of wear off on him. Oh, mate, that's great by Marcus Mathers. Coming in. in the corner. Bang. Marcus Mathers with Jamar. Oh, lovely. I love those kicks that he's got. Goes up, Marcus Mathers, crossbody. Down goes Jamar. 1, 2. It's Goal. Makes the save. So it's Goal. Comes in. Makes the save. Drop kick coming in. Missile drop kick. He goes to the outside. Charging up. Over. Oof, drop kick. Jamar Hampton to the outsides. Marcus looking to go against the ropes. Straight over the top. Lands on Jamar. Lands on Marcus. Jamar goes back in the ring. We've got just bodies everywhere at the moment. Into the ring posts. Oh, Rourke. He just grabbed his leg. Rourke just grabbed his leg. Yeah, this could be the beginning of the end. Got him up. The dummy drop. So they grab him, chuck him up, and then just sort of help him back down. And it's called the dummy drop. It looks all wrong. Not crazy about it. Yeah, that match was all right. I didn't hate that. I thought it had its moments. I think Marcus Mathers had a few moments in that match. Jamar Hampton had in fact, everyone had a few moments in that match. It's just two teams that have not really been seen before. So, you know, they're just kind of both finding their feet, really. And you're absolutely right. Jamar Hampton, brilliant potential. But there's not much there right now. Great potential, though. Serious potential. I mean, look at him. He's putting some glasses on Jamar Hampton. Pretty fun. Okay, we got Kylie Armstrong. Okay, they're talking about how the next challenger could be the winner of tonight's main event. Kylie said she gets to sit back and be a fan tonight. How's she going to make Wendy say I quit when the girl don't talk? So they're really making a big thing out of that. Do you think they're going to actually have Wendy say... Here's Wendy. Well, she just laughed, so she can make noise. Okay. Well, there we go. Coming up next, the I Quit match. Wendy Choo takes on Kendal Gray. Yes. Chewy and Callie said wrestling fan. I know they need time, but I just don't buy Jamar and its Goal as a team, said Steve. Daze, would you be interested in an individual that was let go from the PC a few years ago? They were not happy they were let go. Her name is Annie Carpenter. I don't know. I think I'd want someone that had been in the system a little bit, and I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, honestly. I don't do interviews. But if I was to speak to a previous like NXT talent, that is what I'd speak to them about. Right, Wonder, the Cravens expert. The hell is this? 99 to beat. Season premiere Wednesday, September 24th. The Padres home field. Is this Survivor Series? Petco Park. Survivor Series, War Games, San Diego. I think Raquel and Roxanne doing interviews with YouTubers, says Johnny. Who's this guy? This is great. This is Evolve. What's that little advert? Did you just get that? Sean Legacy was like with his... I don't even know who he was with. He was like, Carl, ice cream, Carl, I got you, Carl. Oh my God, Zayda Steele said she's worried that they're going to get... Guys, you've got to roast Zayda on social media because she's worried about it. Oh. Okay, there's a lot of arguing going on here. If you're going to be the enforcer, then you need to enforce. You want to enforce her? Yeah. You want an enforcer? How about I show you an enforcer? Is he going to go and set up a match or something? That's what it feels like, doesn't it? Okay, here's Kylie Bright. She's come out with Kendal Gray. Main event time. Pete Rosenberg said, here's one of the most promising young stars. Kendal. 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 I've not sensed that before, us doing a Kendal. Kendal. So I don't hate it. Here's Wendy. No Steam Pig, said Angel. No Steam Pig this week. No Steam Pig. Try reaching out to someone like Tucker. Tucker's a great shout. Or Sawyer Fulton. You gain knowledge, they gain exposure. Yeah, that's a good shout, actually, because Tucker, I think, trains in school. And I'm sure he's a high school teacher now, you know. So I think that he is someone that actually trains in wrestling at a high school level, but of course also very much went through the NXT system for quite a long time and was on the main roster with Heavy Machinery. Tucker's actually a really good shout. I mean, he's a teacher now, so you've got to think that he's probably a nice guy. I mean, you can't get bad teachers, evil teachers, but I don't think he's one. Why does Mathers and Rourke sound like a crime-fighting duo? Don't know, but I'd love to see a little short. That'd be really fun, actually, if Evolve started doing things like Fuji Vice. Kendal Gray. Bang! Love it! Love it! Go on, Kendal! As Wendy was getting her intro, from behind! Marker, Kendal! Marker! Oh, that was good. Straight out. You don't expect that from Kendal Gray. You don't expect that from Kendal Gray. Yeah, go. Go, go, go. In the corner. Big kicks coming in. Kendal, though, not getting the better of it anymore. Bang! Chop coming in. Kick to the midsection. Good kicks. Love those. Kendal Gray admires Serena Williams as one of her favourite athletes for her pursuit of excellence. Bang, trying to get Wendy in the corner. Wendy blocks it. Kendal in the corner. This is the match we've been waiting for. This is the match that we've been looking forward to. Hot start. Look at that. She's got the arm. She's stepping on the arm, stretching the arm. Kendal comes down. Wendy, bang. I tell you what, I feel like I'm seeing a lot more of Wendy than what I've seen before. Is this new ring gear? I just don't know where to look. Wendy goes down, middle of the ring as Kendal's thrown to the outside. Wendy taking her time here as she goes over. Kendal gets back up, grabs Wendy, drags her out the ring. Bang, shots coming into the back. Kendal gets back in the ring, pulling on the arm. Look at that. Ask her already. Kick coming in there by Kendal. Kendal, baseball slides. Yes. Yes. That was the right choice. Baseball slide straight into Wendy. Wendy goes down. Kendal not sure what to do. Now she might have lost Wendy because Wendy's gone under the ring. So now you just don't know where she's going to emerge from. This is a problem. She thinks she might be coming over that side, but she doesn't. Yeah, Kylie Bright could help a little bit more. Kylie Bright's at ringside. Kylie Bright's just standing there going, I don't know what to do. How about you look under the ring? Right now, Kendal being dragged under the ring. Right now, we got Kendal. All we can see is Kendal's legs. She almost got dragged under there by Wendy. Wendy re-emerges from underneath the ring, and I think she's got something in her hands. She's got a chair. Bah, right into the midsection. Kendal Gray goes down. Wendy grabs Kendal. Bang, into the ring post. Kendal Gray goes down. Wendy Choo coming over. There's Kylie Bright. I'm surprised Carly's still not in the background going. Look at this. Kendal Gray is wrapped around that ring post. Mate, that doesn't look fun at all. She's got her wrapped around that. She's got the arm. She's got the legs. Kendal Gray back in the ring. Wendy Choo grabbing a chair. Right now, she's getting back in the ring herself. Kendal Gray down. Wendy Choo with a chair. The chair being set up in the corner. It's being set up between the bottom rope and the middle rope, which is kind of unusual. You'd normally go middle rope, top rope. But she's set it up quite low. Big chop coming in there by Kendal. Knee to the midsection. What's she doing with that? Is she going to, like, hurl her into it? Yeah. She's gonna look to... Oh, she's hung her upside down. Is she going to drop kick into her midsection? This is so good. She's going to drop kick into her. She's kind of got her in a tree of woe. Charging in. No joy. Kendal with a kick. Kendal getting up. Kendal to the outsides. That chair is still set up, though. She tried to go in between the legs. Wendy Choo stomped down on a slingshot bottom rope. Bang! The throat of Kendal goes into that bottom rope as Wendy Choo sits and smiles. This is a fight, mate. This is a fight. This is a fight. That's what we've got right now. More ads. More ads. James said, why haven't you done interviews? Was that a conscious decision? Yes. When you started the channel, were never really interested. To be honest with you, it was a conscious decision because that was not the... I think with YouTube, you have to do something and commit to it. And like when I first started, I was doing toy hunts and we had success with toy hunts. They stopped being as successful when I sort of stopped doing them on a regular basis. Just like with live streams, I do live streams. If I stopped doing them consistently, they would no longer be successful. The community would go other places. I think if you're going to do interviews, you got to do interviews. So if you're going to do interviews, you've got to do interviews. That's got to be what you do. You got to be like Chris Van Vliet. And that is just not what I've ever wanted to do. That's not been my motivation. So, but as a one-off, to find out some information that I'd be interested in finding out, that's kind of what we were talking about earlier. But actually, doing interviews, no, that's not anything that's ever been a motivator for me. I think there's others that are motivated by that and do it much, much better than I would be able to. I don't think I'd be as good as Chris Van Vliet. The amount of prep that he does, I think is very impressive. I think he's excellent at what he does. Well, he's a trained journalist, isn't he? Because he actually was a journalist and an interviewer. I think doing like films and Hollywood and stuff. So, you know, he's a proper professional in that regard. Oh, it's Wendy that goes into that chair. Mate. Kendal grabs that chair now after Wendy just went into it. We are back from the commercial break. We have got about 7 minutes left in this show as Kendal is using that chair. She's walloping Wendy Choo with it. I'd like to have seen, not a biggie, but when she throws the chair away, like, ah! Instead, she just sort of like put it down. Chuck it away, like everything you do, like, ah. Goes up. No, couldn't connect with that. Wendy moves out the way. Kick to the midsection there by Wendy, looking for a suplex. She's got her up. Ah, brainbuster! Oh, mate. Thought we were going suplex. Instead, we went. Wendy Choo grabs the chair. She's going to look to drive this in the throat of Kendal. She's got that chair on the throat of Kendal right now. Kendal screaming out. She's got it in there, on the face. Don't think it looks that good, to be honest. Crowd are cheering for Kendal. Kick coming in there by Kendal. And there we go. She manages to find a way out. Kendal goes over to the corner. Wendy Choo comes in. Back elbow there by Kendal. Kendal over by the ropes. Wendy Choo charging in. Kendal, big boots. Wendy Choo goes down, middle of the ring. Kendal comes in, roll through. That's lovely. Ankle lock. Ankle locks in. Ah, Kendal Gray with the ankle lock. Really good. Really good. That was great. How she got into that was really good. Ankle lock is in, and it looks really good as well, this ankle lock. She's trying to get over to the ropes. Kendall's like, no. But she gets sent into the corner. Wendy gets up with the chair. Boom! Straight across the back. Kendal goes down. Wendy setting this chair up. Carly Bright has done very little on the outside. There's not much she can do, in all fairness. Wrapped around the head. Into the corner. Sell it, Kendal. Sell it, Kendal. Sell it. Dirt nap. This is going to be a big problem. They're asking Kendal if she quits. She says no. She just had a chair around her throat, sent into the corner. Now she's in the dirt nap. Kendal's in trouble. Middle of the ring. She probably should be quitting, to be honest. This is like a move that probably should be putting her away. She's trying to find a way out. I think she's going to get out. She does. Kendal is into an armbar. She's trying for it. Wendy is blocking it at the moment. Oh, armbar's in. Armbar's in. Armbar's in. They're rolling to the outside. Wendy and Kendal go outside. It's been a real battle, this. Really good match. We knew it would be good. It's proven to be good. Loads of action. Into the ring steps. Take that, you boomer. Kendal down. Kendal is down. Wendy, I'm telling you, I'm seeing so much of Wendy Choo. I feel like I can almost see Wendy's Choo. I feel like I can see Wendy Choo. That's how short this ring gear is. Whew. Right now, Wendy setting this chair up. Going over, grabbing Kendal. Kendal in trouble. Kendal. Her leg kind of buckling. No, good. Oh! She just reversed that suplex into a DDT. Kendal to the outside, goes over. Oh, stomps down. Straps, Kendal, straps. This is a straps moment. Take the straps down, Kendal. Goes down. Trying for that armbar. She's trying to kick out at the arm. She's trying to get that armbar in. Gets it. Armbar's in. Wendy in trouble. Wendy in big trouble. Do you quit? Let me know, Wendy. Let me know, Wendy. I've turned the sound up, guys. I need to hear it. If she quits, I need to hear it. She blocked it. I quit. She says I quit. Wendy Choo quits. I heard it. I heard it. She said I quit. I quit. Kendal Gray wins. Wow, that's big for Kendal, isn't it? Real good battle that was. Where was the mic? I'm all right with us not having a mic. You could still pick it up. To be honest, you can hear them talking, so I think there's mics just kind of aimed at the ring anyway. But it's not like back in the day. Wasn't that like Bob Backlund match? Do you quit? Do you quit? I'd love for Kylie Bright to turn on Kendal. What did she say? What did she say? There's nothing left for me. Wendy said some other words there at the end, but I didn't pick up on them. It was something like, there's nothing left for me. Could that be her time in Evolve done? Could she be done with Evolve now? Do you know what? I really enjoyed that match. I thought it was very fast-paced. I thought there was lots of action. I think you only have to watch that match to see why they're so excited about Kendal Gray. I mean, she is able to work at a really good pace. She's got really good cardio. She's really invested. She's like, you know, screaming, shouting as she's going along, like, no, selling and everything. I think there's areas where she can turn it up more. I think there's areas where she can definitely, you know, like there was a bit where she had a chair. She just sort of like put it down. I don't really think she was thinking about chucking it away. Like everything in this match needed to be 100%. Like she's battling hard. She's fighting. It's like, don't need that chair now. Like, I think there's more, like, as I said, there's a moment where she could have brought the straps down. You know, that's something that she's sort of like known for doing when it's like time to finish this thing. And it felt like that was the right time to do it. She didn't do it. It's not a massive problem. I'm just saying there's these little beats. There's these little things that you look at, you're like, oh, you might be able to do a little extra there. You might be able to do a little extra there. You might be able to do a bit more there. But by and large, like, 95% of it is really good. It's really good. I think, I don't know about her ring gear. I like the straps. I think I even like the sort of design, but I don't know about the colours. I don't think it's exciting enough. It feels a bit too bland. I don't know. I think we could definitely put her in something similar that's got a bit more personality to it. It just feels a little bit bland. Her graphics are horrific. Her entrance, people are starting to chant Kendal, but I think you can make that better as well. There is absolutely loads of reasons to be excited for Kendal Gray. I'm very excited for Kendal Gray. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind Carly Bright, though, turning on Kendal, feeling like Kendal's taking all the spotlight. That could be a really fun story. Don't know that we'll do it, but that would be interesting to do. Wendy seemed to suggest that there's nothing left for her at the end. I couldn't quite hear what she said, but maybe she goes back to NXT now. Perhaps she was just here for a little bit to sort of just help out. I don't know. Perhaps this is going to be a gimmick change for Wendy as well. I mean, maybe this isn't the vehicle that's going to get her where she needs to go. She's a great character actress. Like, actually, she was Tian Shah, and she was doing great in that role. Then when she was, like, doing the sleepy Wendy Choo, she was very committed to that. Then it turned darker. She's been very committed to that. But, you know, maybe this is just not the right vehicle for her and we can give her something else that might work better for her. So, yeah, Wendy's interesting. Kendall's interesting. Rest of the show was okay. Obviously, we've just teased a bit more drama with Vanity Projects. It's Goal, Jamar Hampton. I agree. There's a lot of work to be done there, but it's just these little things that are there that I'm like, oh, that's good. I like their intro where they're kind of standing back to back doing like this, pretending to be on this like turntable. I thought that was fun. I like how he gave Jamar glasses at the end. They had a little, Jamar went over the ropes like that and its Goal was posing behind. Like, you look at that and go, okay, there's something there. If they had matching gear, that would massively help. If you get more of those kind of backstage segments, that would help as well. I thought Aaron Rourke, Marcus Mathers had some moments. They look fine. There's a lot of excitement around Marcus Mathers. I'm sure there's excitement around Aaron Rourke. First match was just getting a load of people on the show, wasn't it? I don't know what that Evolve advert was, though. That would be fun to see other superstars doing those. So that was a Sean Legacy one, but it would be good to see some other stars doing it. So, yeah, honestly, I mean, again, all of that in a 50-odd minute package. Yeah, great. I'm fine. I mean, I do wish there was maybe a little bit more story, something a bit juicier going on at the moment, other than the Vanity Project are going to split or there's big issues. I feel like that's a story we've had for a long time. Something else would be quite nice. So, maybe something else. I mean, we did have Tate Wilder kind of getting G'd back up, but there's not really much to that, is there, really? I think tonight was really about that main event, wasn't it? Tonight was really about building up, and they gave that main event a lot of time, and I think it really delivered, so. She talked, said Adam. It was Bob Backlund and Bret Hart. Roddy Piper kept asking them after each move if they quit or not, said Porky Pig. I got NXT Rewind. Yes, I've got that as well. December 25th, 2013. I think that's like a bit of a default that it goes to. The grey silver thing must go, said Johnny. Yes, I agree. It's weird, that ring gear. I think the shape of it is right because I think she's got like a sports bra thing underneath, but that means she can take the straps down and she's obviously not nude, right? So I think that's right, but I think the colour of this seems off. It's too bland. It's not exciting enough. Like, it's not got enough personality. She looks like a fish. It looks like fish scales, and it doesn't do it for me. So I think that she could have something, a lot more impactful. She could have something that really is quite striking and memorable, I always think like, Bam Bam, black with flames. That kind of thing looks... Imagine if she was like black gear and it had the flames on. I mean, you can't do that because of Bam Bam, but you get my point. Something else. I mean, look at Naomi. She's gone with the caution tape vibe. Looks great. That's, it's part of her gimmick, isn't it? That works. I feel like Kendal needs something like that. But, we're probably running before we're walking, to be honest. When it comes to Evolve, You're just looking at like being able to just put on good, compelling matches, really. And, you know, being able to cut good promos, the character side of it and the presentation side of it, that you can always work that out further down the road. It's important. It's equally as important. But, you know, at this level, I think what you want to be is you want to be an exciting prospect, don't you, right now? What you want to be is you want to be Jamar Hampton. You want to be its goal. You want to be Kendal Gray. You want to be someone that's maybe not the finished article, but there is something there, that a blank canvas that you can paint on, you know? If you was Shawn Michaels or you was the NXT creative team, you know, you should be excited about, right, what can we do with Kendal Gray? What can we do with its goal? What are we going to do? What segments are we going to do? What stories are we going to tell? Like, this is just, you know, blank canvases that are waiting to be painted with, you know, painted on. And yeah, she's got it. She's definitely got that. I think its goal has got that. Jamar Hampton needs more work, but yeah, there's some good talent in Evolve. The future of NXT is looking okay. Sean Legacy as well is really good. And, you know, Jack Cartwheel, Cappuccino Jones. I like Sam Holloway. I think I want to see him again. I haven't seen him in a while. I like Sam Holloway. Big guy. And I think he could carry a gimmick as well. I've said that before. Big Time said NXT needs to utilize a few AAA names like Mr. Iguana or Masked Luchadors to do a one-off cameo. When it comes to Mania Saudi, one of the rare positives is that TKO has got enough funds to pay for talent they need to lock down, especially with AEW being competitive with talent pay. William said, for some reason, martial arts gimmicks don't work on the main roster. I think we're going to see a wrestling gimmick stuff disappear. It's circling back around to it being in-ring. Wrestle with Andy said, Daze, there's rumours that there's a rival basketball league starting up. I wonder if the Saudis will be involved. I don't know, but I saw an announcement from, is it Tom Brady, saying about how they're doing flag football. He said flag football's the fastest growing sport in the world. I Googled fastest growing sports in the world and it was not mentioned. So I have no idea if that's true or not, but I've never even heard of flag football. But he was saying it's the fastest growing sport in the world and they're looking to do something with that and he's going to come out of retirement to play. Don't know. They said it was paddle was the fastest growing sport in the world, which I could believe, to be honest. Paddle or pickleball or whatever it's called. These things are that I could believe that's the fastest growing sport. But I don't know. I've not heard anything about a rival basketball league. But to be honest, I mean, I don't really watch basketball, so it doesn't really bother me. That's not a massive drama in my world. If they do a rival league and there's new teams and all of that, it wouldn't, you know, I don't know what it would mean for the NBA, but it wouldn't really affect my life. I do like the Toronto Raptors. That's the team that I kind of support. But to be honest, I don't really... I don't keep an eye on them. I don't follow the results. I don't watch the games. But if they were to be getting into the playoffs and doing well, then of course I would be interested. So I'm like a casual fan, a fair weather fan. I'm someone that just watches from afar. I did watch when they won the championship a few years ago. I did watch those games. But that's my only involvement. I would never ever claim to be a basketball fan. I would never paint that picture of myself. But if I had to rep a team, it would be the Raptors. And NFL, I haven't even got a team. I haven't even got a American football team that I support. If I had to, it might be the Miami Dolphins, just because dolphins are cool, aren't they? And I think they were in the Ace Ventura film. And if I was to support an ice hockey team, it would either be the Mighty Ducks for obvious reasons, or the Avalanches, and I have no idea why. But I did have an ice hockey game when I was young, and of course I didn't know any of the players or any of the teams. I just wanted to play as the Mighty Ducks, and I don't think you could. Well, actually, you might have been able to. I can't even remember. So I found myself having to choose another team, and I don't know why. I just thought the Avalanches was a fun name. I don't even know who they represent. And so if I had to, I would be a Mighty Ducks or an Avalanches fan. If I was an American football fan, I'd probably be a Miami Dolphins fan. If I was a basketball, definitely Raptors. I know that one. I've supported the Raptors since the 90s, you know. I remember actually when I was at secondary school, high school, for art class, I don't know why, I got this big lump of foam like this, and I started, get scissors, to actually make them a 3D version of the Raptors mascot in foam. So actually, even when I was at school, I don't know why I chose that, but I did. I started doing it. It was actually coming together quite well. It was starting to look quite good. And I don't know what happened, actually. I don't know. I never got that finished. And I have no idea how I thought I was going to paint it. Because, of course, if you put paint on that, it would just absorb the paint. So don't ask me what my thought process was. Or what I thought I was going to do. But, yeah. That's pretty much it. And baseball, not a flipping clue. I did go and see the Blue Jays play once. Because I have been to Toronto, hence why I support the Raptors. I've been to Toronto a couple of times, and I did see the Blue Jays play. But, not a clue, mate. Don't know. I couldn't even give you a team name apart from the Blue Jays. The Marlins. Don't know. Could care less about basketball, said Wes. They're Colorado, the Avalanche. Yes. Sonny said, you should stream the NHL Cup playoffs. With my extensive knowledge, it's an absolute travesty that I don't, to be honest. We are cooked. We are watching people get professionally slapped, said Zoe Killer. Alabama Football League, the Atlanta Braves for baseball, said Wes. But Alabama football for college football. And Liverpool. I don't follow. I couldn't even name a college football team, to be honest. Maybe the Tennessee Titans. Yeah, I'll go that. That sounds right. I'll go that. Well, there we go. Anyway, we're not here to talk about different football teams, are we? We're here to watch and enjoy Evolve. And let's end the poll, shall we? For that main event, did it get a great rating? Yes, it did. You lot enjoyed it. Well done, Kendal Gray. Well done, Wendy Choo. That's actually a really good score as well. Great 71%. Great 71%. So very, very good. So, yeah, excellent. One of the best matches of the week, that. Sonny said, are you doing anything Saturday? Well, I was going to watch WrestlePalooza, Sonny. I was debating it. What with being a pro wrestling channel. So, I think we will, you know. I think we will. Calvin, good night, my friends. Shout out to you. And in fact, you know what? We can wrap this up. I can tell you that we have now had 32, but that's actually not that many. 32 responses we've had now. We had 20 responses from the members. We've had 32 responses now. So I need to get that up more to 50, I think. So yeah, 32 is not bad though, in all fairness. But I do need to get a few more responses for our game. But yeah, appreciate it. Jacob, thank you, my friend. Shout out to you. Wes said, hopefully Daze finds a lady garden to play in. Well, I can't do that on Saturday, to be honest. But yeah, appreciate it. Right, have a good evening. I'm going to run away and start working on Unseen. Don't forget, we are back tomorrow. There's a member stream, but there's also the Wrestling Escape Pod where we should be getting a couple of community members on. So probably be chatting to those people about WrestlePalooza, probably chat to them about Saudi Mania. We'll probably chat to them about those kind of things. And yeah, there we go. Awesome. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. Appreciate the support. And we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.